This is a prime example of over-policing a community. This situation right here, this gentleman, it was said that he was stopped initially because of being suspected of being a possible DUI and
a failure to yield.
and a failure to yield properly.
My question is, if it was a failure to yield, that means you failed to stop at a stop sign, right? Or yield at a yield sign?
A yield is a yield. Yeah, a yield sign.
But what makes that a DUI?
I don't know what makes that a DUI. When we talk about pretextual stops and we talk about being over policed with order maintenance charges and things like that, and the fact that a failure to yield brought 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's another cop car on the other side of the building, 5. So it's 5 cop cars out here right now for a failure to yield. A failure to yield. Then this is a failure to yield stop, but they were searching his vehicle, flashlights, and made him get out immediately on the failure to yield. But the failure to yield is what led to the them suspecting he was a possible DUI.
And 5 cop cars.
And then the 5 cop cars had to come.
When my house was robbed, I didn't even get 5 cop cars.
Yeah, when my house was robbed in 2008, yeah, I didn't get that much response neither. But see, he's all in the vehicle. I don't know what he's searching his vehicle for on a failure to yield. Again, this gentleman was pulled for a failure to yield, which led the first cop to suspect he was a possible DUI. Then another cop came up behind, and then 2 more came up behind, and then 1 came from the opposite side. So we have a total of 5 vehicles for a failure to yield, possible DUI. Then they searched his vehicle.
They're searching him now.
This is nothing but profiling. He's looking like, why am I going through all of this? It's a Friday night, and all these cops are in. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And then you wonder why people are talking about defunding the police.
And she pulled up because she wanted to know what was going on. Obviously, they got time on their hands. They can take that money and put it into a program.
Say that again, though. This car right here, this right here that just pulled up beside us. She pulled up. She told us the only reason she pulled up was because she just wanted to see what was going on. And again, like Uganda stated, that just goes to prove they have more time on their hands.
So put that into a program so our babies can be out at Doors Miller playing midnight basketball or something to get them encouraged, or vision board class, something.
Vision board. They need to put it in programs for field trips and exposure, get our children outside of these everyday conditions.
Ownership programs.
Yes.
Financial literacy.
So when we talk about divesting and redirecting money, we're talking about putting it in community support programs and mentor programs that's going to benefit the community. But this right here, again, this was a failure to yield stop that led to the assumption that he was a DUI. They thought he was a DUI. It led to them searching his vehicle for whatever reason. And now he's out here with all these units.
Is this what a failure to yield sounds
And I ain't know what
like
failure
in
to
the
yield
North
does this.
District?
But let me tell you more, though. So an elder in the community was helping me with the generator. And he dropped it off. I live on 30th Street. He parked temporarily on one side. And by the time he left my house, he spent about 5 minutes. He had a ticket. Now this elder is 72 years old. He's helping me because my power was out with a generator. And while he's helping me, he gets a ticket. Over policing the community. Why? That was not even necessary. He wasn't even at my house 5 minutes before he had to get a ticket. Now he has to go to court. 72 years old. Go to court. He has to go to court and argue this ticket down. I don't understand the search still. Still don't understand I don't understand what the search is for. Why are you searching though? What you looking? But it shouldn't even be an ask though. Why ask? This is silly. So it can't be that serious. He gone. And he's still looking. But one is leaving, so it can't be that serious. Well, he's still looking. What are you looking for? That's what I'm talking about right here. What are you looking for, though? Like, why? Why? Talking about he gave permission. But why look? This make no sense. This is crazy. Oh, this from a failure to yield. Being suspected of a DUI. I don't understand. This is just silly. He don't got nothing. Interrupt this man's whole evening. His whole evening interrupted. Because he didn't yield properly in his community. And who yields properly all the time, though? That's nothing but a reason to stop somebody. It's a reason to stop. Because now why you looking? What you searching for? Again, the other cops left, so it can't be an issue. This is crazy. All from a failure to yield.
No, mine's the last one.
Don't make any sense.
And then the other one.
Then you wonder why I'm working with a coalition to transform policing in our communities. Yeah, that's why. That's what we going through.
They should
On a Friday night. You're not gonna find nothing. He's searching hard too. He want to find something bad. He want to find something so bad. Yeah, this Seven Oaks. We out Seven Oaks right now. I was doing the voter registration. You know what I mean? Trying to empower my people. I'm coming home from doing the voter registration off 36 in Madison, and me and my sis, we was following, and we saw him getting pulled over. So we pulled over with him, and we gonna stay as long as they staying. We staying, cause I don't understand why he being searched. What are you doing in here, over here? You can leave him by himself. I ain't gonna do that. Go ahead and peek in there. What you doing? Yeah, what you doing? Get you a close-up. What are you looking for, man? They looking hard.
So we actually just switched to the body cameras. We no longer have the little ones.
That's why we need to redirect this funding. All this time being spent, this money being spent for this kind of process. This is what you're doing with the policing right now. You're stopping us over bogus reasons, a failure to yield properly. Then you say you're suspected of being a DUI, and now you're searching. And he is, this is crazy. This is crazy. What are you doing? Let's zoom in. What you doing right there? Yeah, because he can't film it because he over here talking to the other cop. I got him, though. We gonna figure this one out.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Glad I got your vote.
We ain't going nowhere. Nowhere at all.
Probable cause, then yes, they'll further.
As long as he's searching, I'm recording.
Whatever they see in the vehicle, if they have the probable cause.
Period. You ain't got no probable cause for no narcotics, man. You talking about he had a failure to yield.
That initiates the search, but
But that's no longer a
Until it's
pretextual stop.
It's not entirely true. It's decriminalized, which basically just means that yeah. So it's a civil issue now, but it's still considered.
But y'all use this as a pretextual stop to get in our vehicles, and this is always the case. They decriminalized marijuana. Now they're saying they had the smell of marijuana in his vehicle, but marijuana, yes, it was decriminalized,
Narcotics like crack.
but that reason is always used as a pretextual stop to do things like this.
To a much bigger bust. You never know.
So they're doing it.
It's almost against.
This is the homie.
We're almost not doing our due diligence if we.
And then when I go to my city officials, they let me know that we don't need no reform down here. We don't need no police reform in Newport News. Everything going great. Everything great.
But that no case law has been set so far because it's such a new precedent, essentially, that things have been decriminalized. No, you're fine.
What's up, cousin?
But you said
Over here by speed.
you wouldn't be doing due
Just wait
diligence
for them to
if
finish
you
with
smell
what they
marijuana
searching his vehicle
to
now.
not
So
search
routine
the
traffic
car.
stop.
Let me get another angle. What you doing? Let me get another angle on you. This don't make any sense. Yeah, it's decriminalized July 1st, but they still stopping us for the smell of marijuana. But again, this is one of the issues we're addressing in the Virginia Coalition for Transforming Policing. This is one of the issues we're addressing. These pretextual stops nonsense. We've been out here almost 20 minutes, yo.
It's a loophole for them to be able to search your car like that.
But that's
Because
that's
still,
what I'm
if
saying.
you know, if they're still using it.
All that. Look. You got to say sorry. What? Oh, you going back? You going back? What you looking for?
Gonna lift the hood now.
Yeah, he gonna lift the hood and go on the tires. He think we got El Chapo out here. This don't even make sense. Oh my God. Gotta stand behind our people, our black men.
That could be my son, man.
You know,
That's crazy.
that could be my cousin. That could be my brother.
Neighbor.
That could be my neighbor. That could be my big homie. You know what I mean? He is my big homie. I don't know who he is, but he can be my big homie tonight.
Out here, he's still talking to us.
And the fact that
But the fact that,
he gotta even explain himself. Why? For what? He didn't.
and she justifying everything, talking about he's out here, he gave us permission, but that's not cool because he shouldn't even had to go through this process in the first place. That's the problem. It ain't the fact that he complied. It's the reason why am I stopped? Why am I being held? And now you want to make nice and have the small talk with me, but you just held me for no reason. It's silly. It's silly.
Yeah, contraband isn't. It's not legal to possess.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah, what is that face coverings?
I can still charge you civilly and take you to court and make you pay a $25 fine, which is essentially
But you can use discretion too and not make them pay nothing.
aren't allowed to possess it. So we're gonna take it from you because it's still illegal to possess. But
This is silly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah, so if you had like.
I wonder how much did this traffic stop cost us with all these cops,
I mean,
like running their gas and stuff.
Yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 cop cars running, gas burning. We got 2 interacting. We have
Instead of it being a misdemeanor for.
yeah. Where that mask at? Yeah. Where your mask? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This is why the tension is though. But look, the tension is because of this type of foolishness. And then you wonder why, the community has such a bad, see the cop in such a bad light. It's because of these type of engagements and interactions. It's one thing to ride around with a mobile playground and do things for the children, but if you're harassing their parents and their uncles and their cousins, with all these pretextual stops and these bogus reasons to stop and search somebody's vehicle. It's just silly. And this happens all the time. It just happened to my cousin not too long ago. Got stopped for the smell of weed and searched the whole vehicle without probable cause for real, but used the smell of weed as the reason to go into the entire vehicle. Come on, man. We have bigger crimes to fight, but we're harassing community members. These are tax-paying community members. These are citizens who pay taxes. These taxes pay their budgets, and we're paying them to harass us, literally. We're literally paying to be harassed, and that don't even make sense. And then the biggest insult is, say you have to sue the police department. Say you got to sue them for whatever reason, and you win. Guess where the money coming from? It's coming from the taxpayers. So you basically paying for your own lawsuit. Because the police don't pay for it out of their budget. You got to think their budget comes from tax money. So we're paying for our own reparation when it comes to suing them. And then we get harassed when we pay our taxes and the tax money goes into their budget. And the city of Newport News approved of over $50 million budget for our police department. We have over 300 officers in the city of Newport News. We have 3 precincts, and the city is 26 miles long. 3 precincts, 330 plus officers, $50 million budget. But we don't have enough support for counselors in school. We don't have enough funding to fully fund the community service board. We don't have enough funding for after-school programs that actually resonate with the target audience. We got to look at these things, man. Got to look at it. But they don't have no mask on though. I don't know what the pandemic. I feel Kathy asked why they're not wearing their face masks, and I agree with that. Let me look at these comments. I want to look in.
It gives us,
So
it almost, I don't want to say forces, but it gives us the opportunity to get the bigger fish. Like, a lot of us don't really.
and he live out here. Kiana say he live out here.
We don't care.
Yeah. He ain't find nothing. Hey. You good? You good? Yeah. Yeah, as long as you good. All right. Oh, no. Yeah, we had a whole party. Yeah.
My name's Shivanda. This is Latanya.
Peace. You didn't have to be out here, though. That's the point. Yeah. And I got all the searching, all the footage. Yeah, exactly. Say it again for the people. Say it again. He ain't find shit. And that's the most important. I'm sorry, that too.
On the other side of the contrary to y'all jobs, would like to relax and be able to do it freely without an officer.
I feel it.
But you have to still, have jurisdiction over it. It just don't make no sense. It's nothing to change. I thought that was supposed to kind of give us some.
It changes in the fact that people aren't going to jail for small amounts of weed anymore. Yeah.
Half the time with a roach, you get a warning these days. Like, I have yet to see a traffic stop from a roach go to any, kind of ticket or anything. They're just like, hey,
But
man,
y'all stopping for the smell, not the size. So
because we smell something, how do I not know that's a big old brick of weed in the back seat?
Yeah.
Or if it's a tiny roach? You can't tell weight based on smell.
still a pretextual stop that resulted in nothing but him being held up
Well, he was
from his
stopped for a
Friday
different
evening.
Stop for defective equipment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you stopped him for defective equipment and searched his car?
I think he was driving without evidence.
Why did you search the car if it was defective equipment? No, I'm not saying that he agreed. I'm saying why was it a search? Why was it asked?
Yes, this weekend.
Because you can?
Yeah, we can ask for consent to search anything.
For defective equipment?
Ma'am, listen just real quick. Like right now, Do you mind if I search your pockets?
Nope.
Exactly. Cool. I'm not going to search your pockets. I have no reason to go in your pockets.
But why would you ask the question?
If I light something here, the officer told me
You
that
can ask me if you want to search my pockets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Consent is consent.
you are a public servant and you do have a right, but it wouldn't be unusual in law for the ask if I could search your pockets.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people that don't know their laws or their rights
He is literally. So this ain't even stopped because of the smell of marijuana. This is defective equipment, and his whole vehicle got searched for defective equipment, and the reason is because he wanted to, and they got the right to ask. Not because it was a probable cause to search for real, but because they got the right.
How many times have y'all tried?
They can do it just because they can.
Whether y'all patrolling or what? You know, just smoking one blunt.
So what was defective? What was defective?
Like right here, if I smoke
The
a blunt
headlight
right
was
now,
out. It was a headlight.
you charge me civilly.
So his vehicle got searched for a defective headlight. Wow, that's even crazier. We out here. We was told it was the odor of marijuana. Then we come out and find out it's defective equipment, defective headlight.
Where I went wrong explaining. I still have the discretion to not charge you under an ounce. So I can take it from you and say, hey, you're not supposed to have this. I'm going to take it. It's fine now. I'm going to put it in the P&E for destruction. And it goes away. You never get charged. You just don't have the road or blunt anymore.
Right, but you even have to enact that civil suit if I will to smoke a blunt. Y'all have to.
No, I don't have to. I don't have to charge you.
We will take it from you. We'll detain you and take it from you. We don't have to charge you.
Yeah. For $25, a lot of people won't.
Why would you?
Because it's still illegal.
Yeah, I can't even just be they can't even be apologetic and be like, yo, we thought it was something, but it wasn't nothing. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Decriminalization.
Please fix your headlight, sir. We apologize for inconveniencing you.
It's like, you know, state inspection. You're not
But
going to
I
go
thought
to
because
jail
of COVID and DMV, you can't get an appointment before
But I'm still
October.
going to stop you.
That Governor
And
Northam
I'm going to
said
take that
that
big inspection from you.
can't. That's not gonna be against you. I'm confused.
I mean, most people will, but
Yeah, that's not.
yeah, it doesn't stop.
They got to find a reason to give him a ticket because they did all this. So they got to produce some type of reason.
Like since decriminalization?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nobody went to jail and nobody got summons.
Most people will.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So he's getting a ticket because of the license, the tag, but DMV, yeah, that's what he just said because his
Defective
expired.
equipment.
Well,
No,
his tags are expired.
Okay.
Now it's the
But,
tags now.
yeah, but DMV.
Because everything is just.
You can do online. You don't have to go into DMV to do that.
It depends. It depends. But sometimes you got to go online.
Yeah, I was about to say, sometimes you do have to go in.
Okay, so what if he has to go in? You don't know that.
Explain that to you before you
You know, this.
so what he does is
And then they sit here and try to explain this, and they don't never admit when they wrong at all, man. This stuff is,
Equipment slash
this is silly. And they both giving silly reasons. It don't make sense. They always right, even when they wrong. This is the problem. Then you want the community to sit back and trust and have this huge level of respect, and you don't respect. Now he getting a ticket for expired registration when you know the DMV is closed for the pandemic. I made an appointment back in June, and my appointment date is September. So I don't get it. And nobody have a mask on, all in these people's face, and it's COVID out here. Nobody's following none of the social distancing. This is silly.
Now it's more up to officers' discretion. Like for
This don't make any sense.
some people still have their registrations expired as of 2019 before COVID even started. I'm gonna stop you, write you that ticket because you could have gotten that fixed before. Like so. But now that it is starting to open up and people start doing it online, yeah, a lot more officers are starting to go.
Yeah, they said that, I know weed has been decriminalized, but they saying that, when they smell it, they don't know if it's a roach or a key. So they got to search. But again, this wasn't this wasn't for the smell of weed. That's what was told at first. But at the end of it all, it was for defective equipment, headlight being out. The headlight being out led to the question of, can I search a vehicle? The gentleman complied, and he went about searching. All right. He right here. He went around there, that corner. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm.